Hello, everybody. It's Joe from the Strange Voyage Files. I'm doing, as you can see from the background, a Does It Suck? And one of the biggest Does It Suck albums of all time, The Elder from Kiss. Now, this is the re release. I have never owned this on vinyl until the re release. I had it on CD, but let's adjust this. There we go. But I've never ever owned it on vinyl until I don't know 4 or 5 months ago. It's not an album I ever go to by any means. It's a very interesting album from the perspective of does it suck? Because for decades, and I mean decades, yes, everybody. I don't even know if you could find a Kiss fan that didn't put it as the worst Kiss album. And I don't care if you don't like Crazy Nights. I don't care if you don't like Unmasked. I don't care if you don't like Revenge. This was always the worst album. Just no matter what, this was always the worst album forever. Then comes the reunion. And I think that kind of and another thing is, and after whatever, and I don't even know how much of a tour there was for this thing. Kiss never revisits this album. That's you go to see the Asylum tour. I tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I am just from what my knowledge is. It is a completely forgotten album until the reunion hits. Then they start playing some songs from it here and there. But it was forever the bottom of the barrel Kiss album. It was the worst album. Everybody hated it. It was the my God, what did they do? My God, there must have been a lot of cocaine going on. My God, Gene doesn't touch cocaine. Is he just is he just nuts? Paul doesn't touch cocaine. Is he nuts? What is going on here? Well, yeah, there was a lot of cocaine going on, and the problem was Bob Ezrin was doing most of it. Bob and Ace. It's a concept album. It's now Gene has always been big into comic books, things like that, big into Lord of the Rings type stuff and whatnot, and that's kind of what this is a concept album telling the story of this boy and goes on a quest and the whole shebang, boom, boom, boom. Does it suck? We're going to go into that. But it sure did for decades. And even now that it has rebounded a bit, and I stress a bit, when you look at other albums that were considered some of the worst ones from bands, so I'm looking at Born Again, Eternal Idol. I know a lot of people now will say I'm crazy, you're out of your mind. But those albums were despised for a long time. Somewhere in Time was despised by a lot of Maiden fans. Ultimate Sin was, it's a very successful album, but for a lot of Ozzy fans, not liked. Turbo from Judas Priest. There's a lot of albums that have bounced back. Even my beloved, my two beloved, Lock Up the Wolves by Dio and No Prayer for the Dying from Iron Maiden, which especially No Prayer had gotten hate for years and years and years, is getting more love. But this one, while The Elder has found a following, it hasn't bounced back like the other ones have, like other bands' considered worst albums. Does it deserve that horrible album status? Does it suck? Well, let me tell you my journey today with this. I had no intention of doing a video today. I had no intention of listening to The Elder. I get to work at 5:30 in the morning every day, and I don't have to start work until 7. I get there when nobody is in the building. I get most stuff done from that 5:30 to like 6:30, 6:45. uninterrupted. I get so much stuff done. It's great. I love it. And I usually throw on music. Today I figured, I don't know why. There was no rhyme or reason. Let me give the Elder a turn. Now, have I listened to individual songs from the album here and there? And again, man, do I stress here and there? Yes. Have I listened to this album all the way through? Probably not, since I had my last ranking on the old channel of all the Kiss albums. And I will say probably even then, I skipped through songs. I only listened to parts of them. This morning, I listened to this thing all the way through, and then I revisited the tracks right before making this video. Some of them I did skip through at that point because I had heard enough. Before we answer the question, does it suck? Let's see what the band says. And I did a video on this book. Man, you got to get it if you hadn't gotten it. Music from the Elder. All right, this is how blind I am. I'm nearsighted, farsighted, neither-sighted, whatever. Paul Stanley. I would give the Elder, laughing, a big question mark. It might deserve stars if it was a different band's album. It's always been interesting to me if somebody said, play the guitar and play those songs, or you're dead. I'd probably be dead because I can't remember any of that music. Gene Simmons. As a Kiss record, I'd give it a 0. I love this quote. As a bad Genesis record, I'd give it 2. There's just enough songs on there, and it's pompous from the opening. Ace Frehley. Ace is a little bit nicer. 2 stars. It'd have been better if they hadn't cut out some of my solos. And I get that too. And those were the only, the only 3 band members. They do talk about Bob Ezrin, and you go down a laundry list. But those are the 3 main guys. So none of them really love this album at all. Ace, again, even in interviews when you go on YouTube and he talks about the Elder, he is definitely more generous, more gracious, more forgiving, maybe is the right word, than the other 2. I can't even tell you. Truthfully, listening to this album all the way through, track after track after track, and not skipping through, I don't know. It may have been the 80s since the last time I heard this album. Holy God, do I remember why. This album is beyond terrible. And I know there are people who love this album. And that is great. Now, I have said I am probably never going to be able to adjust to Born Again. I think I may end up liking the Eternal Idol a little bit more than the Chance of Born Again. Maybe then when they do the new mix, Born Again. Like Dio Strange Highways, I'm not going to totally give up on. I don't like that one, but I'm not going to give up on it. This album, I will never listen to again until I do my Kiss ranking, which I may hurry up and do so I don't have to listen to this album again. From what I remember, I still think Carnival of Souls is worse. It's because I hate grunge. And there are 2 songs on this album I think are good. But oh my God. Oh my God. This is so bad. It sucks. I'm going to go through my ranking and you'll see why it sucks. And the other... okay. I'm going to say this now because if I don't say it, I'm just going to keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. This sounds like somebody... First off, the band sounds terrible. Paul and Gene sound absolutely terrible singing. Horrible. There is no soul. This whole thing sounds like a High School Musical. That it was put on by a high school group of players that are not good at all. Like this is the C group. The A and B group of actors and singers decided to go run away. I don't know, went to Denny's and never came back. I don't know. And this is like the group of the hey, Wally, when you're done cleaning the trophy case, come over and sing. They sound that bad. And it sounds like it was recorded like it was a High School Musical soundtrack. Not the show High School Musical, but just, a terrible High School Musical. It's awful. Gene and Paul sound terrible. I mean, this is just so bad. Almost every single song, again, with the exception of two of them, just sound like they were written for, Millard Fillmore High School spring musical. If you're not too busy cutting your toenails, come watch it. That's how bad. It's not only the song's bad, the band sounds terrible. All right, I'm gonna do, because I think there's a few versions of lineups. I'm gonna just go off this, okay? Fanfare is an instrumental. It's a quick little instrumental. It's not horrendous. It's a 2. It's a 2. Just a Boy. It would have been a 1 this morning, but listening to it again this afternoon, it bumped up a bit. It's a 2. This is one a lot of people love, Odyssey. I don't know what's going on here. Absolutely terrible. Again, I'm just gonna keep saying it, sounding like this, like we're trying to put on a play. Odyssey's a 1, trash. Only You, 1, trash, for the same. I mean, it's the same reasons. Under the Rose, I don't remember this song, but when I heard it this morning, I was like, this is so beyond terrible. 1, trash. Okay, then we get to Dark Light. This one is really, really good. This one is a 4. It's not really, to me, it's not really super Kiss sounding, but it's a jam. It's kind of different from the rest of the album. I like it. That one is a 4. The other one is the single, A World Without Heroes, and I've always liked that song, even though it does sound High School Musical-ish. Maybe it's just grown on me from hearing it throughout the years. It's a 4. Those are the 2 songs that I like. So Dark Light and World Without Heroes are both 4s. Another one, I think a lot of people like this one, and it is one of the most Kiss-sounding songs on this album, The Oath. I just think it sucks. The Oath is a 2, right? Yeah. Then Mr. Blackwell, a 1. Escape from the Island is an instrumental. It's not even a good instrumental. I know Ace wrote it. Sorry, Ace. It's a 1. Another one that is Kiss sounding, but no, it's a 1. So yeah, you know what? I didn't even. Hang on a second. Let me tally this up. Well, look at this. Look who popped in while I was adding things up. We're gonna do another video in a minute. That's gonna be a lot more fun. I cannot believe it averaged out to a 1.8. I absolutely cannot believe that this album got a 2. But again, the 2 songs, World Without Heroes and what was it, Dark Light? Because I will never remember this. Save it, because they were both 4s. Yeah, this was, if you like this album, which I know a lot of people do like this album, God bless. Because, the more music everybody likes, the better. Calculator. But I think Carnival of Souls is still going to be below this because I hate grunge. I hate they're trying to be grunge. This probably beats Sonic Boom, which sucks. But yeah, all right. Kiss the Elder. There it is. 1.8, which rounds up to a 2 because we round. I cannot believe this album got a 2.
I didn't even know this was a Kiss video, but I'm wearing a Kiss shirt.
The same Kiss shirt you've probably worn in every video because you wear that shirt.
I don't care. As long as it's
people are going to think that we don't buy you clothes.
As long as it's comfy, that's all
She has a closet. I'm not joking.
No.
A closet. You don't have a closet and a drawer full of clothes?
Half of a closet and then a drawer full.
So you have about 20 shirts.
Yeah, but I only wear
Yeah.
I wear 7 shirts.
The girl ain't right.
This one, I wear the Stitch one. I wear the 2 Iron Maidens. I wear the other Kiss. I wear the other Kiss.
Bye. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. We'll see you in a few minutes.